It's over. The Chicago Sky locker room has officially exploded, and Angel Reese is at the center of the storm. What started as whispers of tension has now turned into a full-blown revolt, with every player making their feelings crystal clear in the exit interviews. And here's the shocking part. Not a single teammate defended Angel. Not one. Fans expected drama, but nobody expected this level of betrayal. According to leaked sources, players didn't just stay silent, they went out of their way to praise each other, the coaches, and even the general manager, while completely ignoring Angel's name. It's as if she's already been erased from the team. And when reporters asked about her absence at the final press conference, the room went cold. Teammates dodged questions, avoided eye contact, and then one insider claims a player muttered under their breath, "She quit on us." That single sentence sent shockwaves through the organization, but here's the real question. How did things fall apart so fast? Why has Angel Reese gone from the face of the franchise to a player abandoned by everyone around her? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you stunned. To understand how we got here, how Angel Reese went from the centerpiece of the Chicago Sky to the player nobody would defend, you have to rewind the clock. This wasn't some sudden implosion. The warning signs were there all season, and the cracks in the locker room had been widening long before the exit interviews ever happened. From the moment Angel Reese entered the WNBA, she carried herself as larger than life. Dubbed the Bayou Barbie, she came into the league with swagger, confidence, and a massive following that made her one of the most marketable players in women's basketball. She wasn't just a rookie, she was a brand, a walking headline, someone the cameras couldn't stop following. But here's the catch. While fans adored her, teammates reportedly felt the opposite. According to leaked whispers from inside the Sky organization, players were frustrated with what they called the Angel Show. One insider said, "It was never about the team. It was always about her Instagram, her interviews, her brand. We were just props in her story." At first, the Sky tolerated it. After all, she brought attention to a franchise desperate for buzz. Ticket sales spiked. Social media engagement skyrocketed. The team suddenly mattered on a national stage. But success on the court? That's where the problems started. Angel's fiery personality, the same energy that made her a college star, began to clash with the structure of the professional game. Coaches reportedly grew frustrated with her constant outbursts, her refusal to accept criticism, and her tendency to call out teammates in front of staff. In practices, multiple players felt targeted by her sharp comments. One anonymous teammate allegedly told reporters, "You couldn't even breathe wrong around her without her snapping at you." And then came the infamous sideline explosions. Cameras caught her screaming at coaches, throwing her arms up in disgust, and even walking away during huddles. What fans saw as competitive fire, insiders saw as toxic behavior ripping apart team chemistry. But the tipping point didn't come on the court, it came off of it. Angel's social media became a battleground. Every time she lost her temper or had a bad game, fans rushed to defend her online, often attacking her teammates in the process. Other players felt like they were being sacrificed to protect her image. Imagine logging into Twitter only to see thousands of strangers blaming you for a loss, all because Angel supporters refused to criticize their star. Tension grew with every passing week. By mid-season, insiders claim cliques had formed inside the locker room, those who tried to stay neutral, those who were secretly fed up, and Angel, who often sat apart, scrolling through her phone while the rest of the team bonded. The divide was undeniable. One former assistant coach, speaking on the condition of anonymity, summed it up perfectly. It wasn't a team anymore. It was Angel Reese and then everyone else. So when the season ended and it came time for exit interviews, the silence was deafening. Players had a chance to praise their teammate, to highlight her growth, to acknowledge her role, but they didn't. Instead, they praised each other, celebrated the staff, and even thanked the fans. Angel's name, it never came up. Not once. And that's why the fallout has been so shocking. The silence wasn't just an oversight, it was intentional. Sources say management noticed it immediately. Reporters noticed it. Fans noticed it. The message was clear. The Chicago Sky were done protecting Angel Reese. But just when it looked like things couldn't get any worse, the first leak dropped. A transcript from one player's exit interview hit the internet, and what it revealed about Angel Reese stunned even her biggest supporters. The leaked transcript changed everything. What was supposed to be a private conversation between a Chicago Sky player and management suddenly spilled into the public. And the words cut like a knife. In the transcript, the unnamed player didn't just ignore Angel Reese's name, they actively called her out. The quote spread like wildfire. We couldn't trust her. She cared more about her image than the team. Every time we needed her focused, she was worried about cameras, followers, or proving something on Twitter. It felt like we were babysitting a brand instead of building a championship. That line hit the internet like a bomb. Within minutes, fans were dissecting every word. Who said it? Was it a veteran who had grown tired of the drama? Or was it one of the younger players who felt overshadowed by Angel's fame? Nobody knew for sure, but the damage was already done. Then came the shocking detail: an insider leaked that at least 3 players used nearly identical language in their interviews. This wasn't one disgruntled teammate. This was a pattern. This was coordinated frustration. But the most jaw-dropping moment came when another piece of the transcript surfaced. When asked about Angel's leadership, one player bluntly replied, "There was none. She fractured us. When we needed unity, she gave us chaos. When we needed accountability, she gave us excuses." That quote lit up social media. Fans couldn't believe what they were reading. Some defended Angel, claiming it was jealousy, pure and simple. Others said the truth had finally come out, that Angel Reese wasn't the victim she portrayed herself to be, but the villain holding her team hostage. And then came the real twist. According to one insider, Angel Reese herself was warned by management that the exit interviews had been brutal. She reportedly broke down in private, demanding to know which players had betrayed her. But here's the chilling part. Nobody came forward. The silence inside the organization was just as loud as the silence in the press conferences. She was completely alone. To make matters worse, leaked DMIs began to circulate online. Screenshots allegedly showed a group chat of Sky players venting about Angel throughout the season. One message read, "I'm done covering for her. She can do whatever she wants on ice, but don't bring that into our huddle." Another chilling line, "She's going to drag this whole team down with her brand drama." Now, whether those screenshots were real or not, fans didn't care. The narrative had already spiraled out of control. Angel Reese wasn't just being iced out in private, she was being publicly dismantled, piece by piece. And the fallout didn't stop with her teammates. Word began spreading that Chicago's front office had grown tired of the constant circus. One insider claimed the GM left a meeting, saying, "We're not running a reality show. We're running a basketball team. If Angel can't figure that out, she won't be here much longer." But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Because while the leaked transcripts and supposed group chat messages painted Angel as the problem, there was another version of the story quietly emerging, one that suggested she wasn't just being abandoned. She was being set up. Some insiders whispered about a calculated effort by certain teammates to push her out, to protect their own reputations, and to shift the blame for a disappointing season. If true, it would mean Angel Reese hadn't just been betrayed, she had been sabotaged from the inside. And just when fans thought they had the full picture, a second leak dropped. One that didn't just call out Angel Reese, but revealed a secret about her future with the Chicago Sky that nobody saw coming. The second leak was the kind of revelation that changes everything. At first, fans thought it would be more transcripts or more screenshots, but this time, it wasn't about what Angel Reese said or did. It was about what the Chicago Sky planned to do with her. According to a leaked front office memo, Angel Reese's future with the team was already in jeopardy long before the exit interviews ever happened. The document, which allegedly came from an internal strategy meeting, laid out a chilling plan: prepare for life without Reese. That one phrase sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. It suggested that while fans had been obsessing over locker room drama, management had already made their move. They weren't waiting to see how things played out. They were actively preparing to cut ties with the player they once marketed as the face of the franchise. And then came the bombshell trade talks. Multiple insiders claimed the Sky had quietly reached out to other franchises about moving Angel before the drama even hit the press. One report alleged that 3 teams had been contacted, but every single one backed off after hearing about locker room toxicity. One source put it bluntly: no one wanted to inherit that circus. No one wanted to inherit that circus. The internet went wild. Fans couldn't believe it. How had things deteriorated this quickly? Angel had gone from being celebrated as the most marketable rookie to being treated like a problem nobody wanted to touch. But the leaks didn't stop there. A Twitter thread claiming to be from a Sky staffer surfaced, and it added even more fuel to the fire. In a series of now viral posts, the anonymous account wrote, "Exit interviews were brutal. Not one positive word about Angel. Coaches are exhausted. They say every practice turns into a battle. The GM said her fanbase is louder than her game." That one stung. Whether the account was real or not didn't matter. The tweets exploded. racking up tens of thousands of shares. Celebrities weighed in. One former NBA player tweeted, "This is déjà vu. Every locker room has that one player who makes it about themselves. But when the whole team turns, that's different." By this point, the controversy had spread beyond the WNBA bubble. ESPN, Bleacher Report, and every sports podcast imaginable dissected the story. Was Angel Reese a misunderstood star being scapegoated for the team's failures? Or was she truly the toxic force her teammates described? But the most shocking reveal was still to come. A final piece of leaked audio hit the internet, an alleged recording from one player's exit interview. The voice is muffled, but the words are clear. "I don't think Angel wants to be here anymore. She's checked out. If management doesn't move her, she'll move herself." That line flipped the entire narrative on its head. Suddenly, fans weren't just asking if the Sky would cut Angel, they were asking if Angel had already decided to walk away. Was this her plan all along? Had she been biding her time, building her brand, and waiting for the right moment to jump ship? And if that was true, then the so-called betrayal wasn't one-sided at all. It wasn't just the team abandoning her, maybe. Angel Reese had already abandoned the team. The possibility rattled fans and insiders alike. The story had gone from messy to catastrophic. And the bigger question loomed. If Angel Reese really wanted out, where would she go? Who would take her in? The answer to that question, according to yet another insider leak, was far more shocking than anyone expected, and it left fans questioning if this entire season had been nothing more than a setup for the ultimate betrayal. The moment the leaks hit the internet, the reaction was immediate and brutal. Social media turned into a battlefield, with fans, critics, celebrities, and even rival players jumping into the chaos. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were flooded with hashtags, #ByAngel, #SkyBetrayal, and the most viral of all, #LockerRoomCancer. Within hours, Angel Reese's name was trending worldwide, but not in the way she wanted. One viral tweet read, "Angel Reese came in acting like she was the savior, but now even her teammates don't want her. That says everything." Another fan clapped back with, "Y'all are blind. The Sky failed her. She carried that team on her back. And this is the thanks she gets." The division was clear. Half the fan base believed Angel had been unfairly targeted, while the other half saw her as the problem all along. Celebrities added gasoline to the fire. Shaquille O'Neal, who had once publicly backed Angel, posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Sometimes you can't save people from themselves." Fans immediately connected it to the drama. Meanwhile, Candace Parker, a Chicago Sky legend, tweeted simply, "Protect the locker room. Always." That one sentence sent shockwaves. Was she siding with the team against Angel? Sports media outlets had a field day. ESPN's debate shows turned it into their #1 topic. One commentator shouted, "This is unprecedented. A whole team turning on a rookie star. I've never seen anything like it." Another analyst argued, "No, this isn't about Angel. This is about the Sky being dysfunctional for years. She's just the scapegoat." Even rival players chimed in. Caitlin Clark liked a tweet that read, "Talent without teamwork is useless," and that single tap set off a frenzy of speculation. Was Clark throwing shade at Angel? Fans dissected it like detectives, with thousands of comments arguing about whether it was intentional. TikTok creators made entire conspiracy videos. One viral post claimed Angel had already signed a secret endorsement deal that required her to escape Chicago. Another claimed the locker room revolt had been staged to lower her trade value so a rival team could scoop her up. Whether true or not, millions of people watched, shared, and speculated. But perhaps the most damning reaction came from within the league itself. A leaked email allegedly showed that WNBA officials were monitoring the situation closely and worried that the controversy could damage the league's image. That made fans wonder, would Angel not just be pushed out of Chicago, but blackballed across the league? By now, the narrative was spiraling out of control. Supporters painted her as a victim of betrayal. Haters painted her as a toxic diva, and the league itself was scrambling to contain the fallout. Yet, even as fans screamed, tweeted, and argued, another insider leak promised that the real story, the darkest twist of all, was still coming. And when it dropped, it would leave Angel Reese's reputation hanging by a thread. Just when fans thought the drama couldn't get any worse, the final twist shattered everything. A brand new leak hit the internet, and this one wasn't about the Chicago Sky. It was about Angel Reese herself. According to sources close to the situation, Angel had already held private meetings with another WNBA franchise before the season even ended. The alleged team, none other than the Las Vegas Aces, the defending champions. the powerhouse, the very team Chicago Sky fans despise the most. The revelation was explosive. If true, it meant Angel Reese had been plotting her escape long before her teammates ever turned on her. It meant all the tension, all the chaos, and even the damning exit interviews may not have been a betrayal. It may have been Angel setting the stage for her own dramatic exit. A leaked text thread, allegedly between two Sky staffers, seemed to confirm it. She was gone months ago. The locker room was just an excuse. Fans were stunned. Had Angel manipulated the entire situation to make Chicago look like the problem, so she could walk into Las Vegas as the ultimate victim? But the story took an even darker turn. Another insider report claimed that Angel's agent had already drafted a public tell-all interview where she would expose the Sky organization for mistreatment and position herself as a hero wronged by her own team. If that interview drops, it won't just end her time in Chicago, it could ignite one of the biggest WNBA scandals ever. Social media immediately exploded with speculation. Some fans screamed betrayal. She was never loyal. She used the Sky to get famous and dipped. Others defended her, saying, "Good for Angel. Chicago never deserved her. Let her win in Vegas." But buried in all the noise was one chilling rumor that no one could ignore. An anonymous account claimed that Chicago Sky players found out about her Vegas meetings before the exit interviews, and that's why no one defended her. It wasn't betrayal at all. It was revenge. Think about that. If Angel Reese's teammates knew she had already abandoned them, their silence suddenly makes perfect sense. They weren't turning on her for no reason, they were exposing her before she could expose them. And here's the cliffhanger. Angel Reese herself has remained completely silent. No tweets, no posts, no interviews, nothing. Insiders say she's waiting for the perfect moment to unleash her side of the story, and when she does, it will either save her career or destroy it forever. The only question left is this: when Angel finally speaks, will she confirm the rumors, or drop a bombshell that no one saw coming? One thing's certain, the drama is far from over. This story is only getting started, and I need to hear from you. Was Angel Reese betrayed by her teammates? Or was she secretly plotting her escape all along? Do you believe the rumors about her meeting with the Las Vegas Aces? Or do you think Chicago Sky players twisted the narrative to protect themselves? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this debate is going to explode. And don't just comment, hit that like button if you think Angel's silence is only making things worse. And subscribe with notifications on, because the next chapter in this saga could drop any moment. When Angel finally speaks, it will either flip the entire league upside down or end her career completely. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. This is bigger than basketball, it's betrayal, power, and revenge. Basketball, it's betrayal, power, and revenge.